Well, I'll tell this anyway. Maybe I have to tell the story again. So, I'll just tell the highlights because now I'm a little off kilter, and so I had I've been doing a lot of work over the last month in therapy, learning about some early trauma. Nothing big, but just unmet needs as a child, and how it's affected some of my desire for approval, some of my people pleasing, some of my difficulty dealing with criticism or failure, and how that's related to some early childhood needs for approval. And so, as I've been digging into that, I've been researching reparenting and the way that you kind of reparent your inner child. And so I've been reading that. I've been doing in therapy, all this stuff. So then when it came to do breath work, I had all of this. It was like 3 hours of me spending time with visions of Asher, my child, 4-year-old boy who lives on the East Coast. And then that 4-year-old child became me as a 4-year-old. And so I was parenting myself, I was cradling myself and saying, I'm so proud of you to little me. It was amazing. So, Kiffin is here. Good morning. Grateful for a live broadcast, this broadcast, I think, on gratitude that reminds you to have appreciation. Yes, it is such a core part of, I think, peace. If you're not practicing gratitude, your mind is allowing your baseline to slip up, 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 up. So, good afternoon, Claire. So the other thing that was significant about my experience at the breathwork, there's so much. And I'm going to publish some writing about it because I don't think I've done a good job this morning. I'm also grateful that I've got a Stay Sparked recording to do after this. We're going to talk about community, which is a topic I love. And I am grateful that I recorded a podcast yesterday with Shonda and Jimmy about the movie Just One of the Guys. And it's always fun to laugh and talk about 80s movies with those two. So that's on the Hard on the 80s podcast. So that and Stay Sparked are both available on iTunes Anyway. Peace to the morning presence. Beautiful, Kiffin. Okay, so the other thing that was significant about the breath work was also related to community, because they talked for a while. There was probably 15 of us, and there's the intro talk was about the safe container, which is something that's near and dear to my heart. I'm all about creating containers. This is a container. The Zoom gratitude circles are a container. Pink Heart is a container. So these safe containers where you feel that it's okay to be authentically you is a really healing thing, which is also what we're going to be talking about for the community broadcast or recording that I'm going to do shortly. So anyway, one of the things that they talked about was you can't do it wrong. Like, here's the breath, how you do the breath, but you can't do it wrong. So don't focus too much on the breath. And then the other thing is, as things happen, they say as if you get an impulse to move, don't think about it, just do it and lean into it, like push things far. So if you get a desire to make a sound, make a big sound, make it big, make everything big. And you have permission. And they give these examples, silly things. Like if you can ask for help. So if you want a helper to come by and squeeze your toes, we can do that. Anything non-sexual, we will be available to facilitate and help you. Like if you want to start smashing your hands, they'll put pillows next to you. And keep in mind, you have a blindfold the entire time. So for 3 hours in the dark, breathing, so you get into an altered state of consciousness. And then I had all these visions, visions of myself as a child, me being my father holding me, and I'm holding my pillow and stroking its hair and just go up crying. By the end, my mask was just soaked, and I had a pile of tissues next to me. But this opportunity to ask for what I wanted and to really feel like it would be okay was so big for me, because the reason why I have been doing all this work lately well, there's a lot of reasons, but one of the focuses is this recognition that as confident as I sometimes appear, I have a real deep need for approval and not doing things wrong. I need to, like, I'm so afraid of doing it wrong. I'm so afraid of somebody being disappointed in me and going like, why did you do that? And so, like, on the way to this training, I got this list of what to bring, and they said bring a cushion and I had this big, like, it's the size of a twin bed, and I knew that's pretty big for these kind of things. Like, usually you bring something the size of a yoga mat, and I was like, is it okay if the only thing I have is this big? And they're like, yeah, no problem. And even though I had permission, as I'm walking up to this, it was in a church, and as I'm walking up to the church holding this big cushion, I was like already rehearsing in my head what I would say if people like looked at me funny. I'm like, I got permission, that it's okay. They said it was okay. Of course, nobody cared. Nobody said anything. It was fine. Thank goodness there was room. If it was cramped for space, that voice in my head would have been like, see, you shouldn't have done that. You did it wrong. But anyway, so in this space, there's so much permission so as I'm breathing and I'm having this visions of me holding myself as a child, I raise my hands to help my spotters. Like, what do you need? And I don't know who came over actually, but I think the main organizer, one of them came over, and so then I said, I want to hold someone. So I'm cradling this large bald man, and crying and just saying like, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. And I didn't realize it until afterwards, but like, holy shit, like, I think this is the first time I really understood what somatic healing is. Like, it wasn't in the head, it was in the body. I was feeling these things in the body. So then I go through that until I kind of feel like, okay, I'm done with this chapter. And then I hugged him like as myself, hugging my dad. And then I excused him. I went back to breathing. And a few minutes, like 20, 30 minutes later, I'm cradling and holding a pillow. And I have this desire, I feel this desire for like feminine energy. Like, my experience as a child was I had a mom and a dad. And so just me, dad and son, like, it just didn't feel authentic. It didn't feel right. Something was missing. And so I raised my hand. I said, can you send, first, okay, let me stop. Because first I was like, I had the instinct to want female help or female attention. And then I was like, you've already had a lot of help. Like, you're taking up a lot of space. You're being a burden. You've already had enough. And then I was like, no, they said, I'm like, no, they said, Lena, to do it. So I'm like, and I say, send over the female organizer. So she comes over and she says, and I say, help me hold this child. And so she like gets behind me and I'm like, no, not like that. Again, I'm asking exactly for what I want. I'm not saying that's good enough. Yeah, that's good enough. No, I was like, no. Can you sit over here and then put your hand here on my hand so that your energy is a part of this? And she's like, yeah. So then I'm holding, crying, and then actually my bawling in that experience became like a weeping, like just that I was just weeping, holding this child as the mother energy and my father energy was there, and I was just like, holding and loving, and so not only did I get to reparent in this vision, which is exactly what I've been studying and learning about, I got to practice asking for what I want and overcoming this fear of being a burden. So I was like, dude, I saw one of my therapists yesterday, and she's she's like, how do you feel? I go, I feel like I crushed it. She's like, yeah, you did. I'm like, yeah. So it was a really powerful experience for me. And it's like so many of the things that I've been reading and studying and learning just really came together. Of the group that I was with, I think I had by far the most incredible, powerful experience from the way the organizers talked. Not unusual to have experiences like mine, especially after you've done it for a while and you know what to expect and you know what it's okay to ask for. I think by me pushing that and pushing in, making it as big as possible, I really got the benefit of what you can get out of it. But man, just like I felt like all the work that I've been putting in the last 3 weeks, like I got this payoff that was so awesome. So I'm feeling super grateful for this holotropic breathwork experience. Grateful for all the people there that helped hold the container. The organizers were incredible. And grateful for even, in the middle of as at the end of it, I was crying, thinking, oh my God, I'm so, like happy tears. Like, how perfect is this that as I am trying to reparent myself as a child, I actually have the ability to parent a child, Asher. So I'm like, this is going to make me, I'm aware now of things that I wish I had that I can now give. This experience is going to make me a better bio dad to Asher. And so then I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful that I had my heart broken 3 weeks ago that sent me in this direction. I'm so grateful to the person that I, was put up their, held their boundaries and broke my heart because I had to get here. And so it was just so much gratitude all the way around. Yeah, so I'm feeling energized and excited. I'm feeling like I got a affirmation from that my path, that I'm on the right path, which is good. I've been feeling like I've been sacrificing a lot and trying to figure out how to adjust my life with a bunch of changes I've been making. But this was really, really powerful, really good. So I'm so grateful. All right. Hello, Gerbot. Thank you. Yes, it was intense. Hello, Esta and Claire. And hi, Yamil. Hello, everyone who might still be here. All right, I'm having some issues with my computer, and I'm gonna have to do a little work before I record. I have to clean up my computer a little bit before recording. So I will say good morning. Thank you for joining me. Thanks for being a part of this day, letting me share. So as we go to this day, we can go and try to share as much gratitude and kindness, connection, so that we can share it with one another and share it with the world. What a joy, what a treat. Hello, Christina and Stephen. Hello. Good morning. Thanks for letting me share my joy, my gratitude. Thanks for amplifying it. And so before we go off into the day, let's give ourselves a big hug. So wherever you are, give yourself a squeeze and recognize that we are connected in this moment beyond time and space. Doesn't matter where your feet are, it matters where your heart is. And we are connected through gratitude. So let's recognize this as our ripples touch one another and we become amplifiers and distributors of all the good vibes of all those that we touch. So let's take a deep breath in and squeeze. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and all of you beautiful ambassadors of love, thank you for being a part of this Love Morning in Hug Nation. I love you. Have a beautiful day. Hi, Al. Good morning, Al. Have a beautiful day.